You know what really grinds my gears?
Do tell.
When people say, oh, I have this thing coming up, I have 3 weeks to this important thing that I want to look a certain way, or I need to lose a certain amount of weight, or I need to fit into this dress. Like, can we make this happen? And then you have to break it to them that really you waited till 2 weeks before the thing. So I want to talk in this podcast about why it's important to be prepared and think ahead when it comes to fitness. Think about what's coming up, what seasons or what stage in your life is coming up. Is it going to be chaotic or you're going to be extra busy? And then how you can plan accordingly. And then, of course, why we came up with our Summer Ready Club, which we'll talk about today as well, and why it's strategically before summer.
What's up, guys? Julian and Victor here, as usual, and Be Fit, your favorite place to be, place to work out, drink a cafecito, have a little, have a good time while you're training, because it's not all about, the sweat and grind. It's, have a little fun while you do it.
Let's start out with a bang. Let's get right into...
All right, bend over.
Inappropriate.
Slightly.
So, you never watched The White Lotus, right?
No.
There's the weirdest brother scene in there.
Do they kiss?
I do more than that.
Lucky.
So I know that it's not cool or progressive anymore to say that you're getting ready for summer and like summer body because, all bodies are summer bodies. But can I push back a little on that? Because I
You're
do want to...
in the line of canceling, so please push back.
Yeah, I know. Because here's the
fine.
thing. Like, can we just admit that we all want to look better in bathing suits and there's nothing wrong with that?
What's better to you?
Leaner.
Whoa! I mean, we are a fitness podcast, guys. If you don't think that we think of leaner body is what you should have for summer, then we're doing here.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not... You guys don't know this, but in the progressive fitness industry world... People basically say that, it's you should work out for other reasons. It's more about health. It's more about empowerment and not so much about what you look like. That shouldn't be a deciding factor or a motivator. But I find that it's almost like you're trying to force that upon yourself. Like if I try to convince myself of that, I'm lying to myself. Like, come on, we all know that it's a motivator. It's not the only motivator.
No.
I have kids now, I have other reasons to train, but it's a huge motivator. Let's face it. If you know you're going to be wearing layers of clothing for the winter, what's the motivation to be at like 7% body fat versus like 11?
Yeah.
For me personally, there is none because you'd be healthy at 11.
And I think something to go along with you there is, we work out for our health, and that should be the primary thing that you're working out for. But it's not like you can look in the mirror and see,
wow,
a healthier heart. Yeah. Oh my God, look at that. So it's a good physical motivator to look at yourself and see that and be like, oh, hey, look, I'm getting this definition that I wanted. This is kind of the body that I've been looking forward to. It shouldn't be your defining reason, but it's definitely a motivator.
And it definitely makes you
consistent,
happier to see the progress. We had somebody this morning that was like, check it out. And she was showing like her bicep definition and it does.
It's exciting.
It's exciting and it kind of keeps you motivated. Like, wow, my
body's
body's changing.
It's empowering, for sure.
I'm liking the way I look better.
I guarantee it.
And of course, the reason that became frowned upon in the first place is because you can go too far with it. It becomes very narcissistic. It becomes very body dysmorphic, where you're never skinny enough. You're never lean enough. If you don't see the results, then you quit. So there are a lot of negatives to being motivated by just like the physique and the aesthetic aspect of it. However, I think that there's nothing wrong with pushing a little extra because summer's coming up, because you're going to be at the beach, you're going to be at pool parties, you're going to be showing some skin. So it's like, why not use that as a motivator?
Exactly. And I don't think, we're not saying like you have to be skinny or be this and that. You just want to improve upon yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Okay, so enter the Summer Ready Club. Trademark.
I'm here. That was disgusting.
Please don't leave that.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to slow-mo and reverb it.
No, please don't. Because last time you left my ridiculous, cringe-worthy wink. God, it was bad.
I zoomed in.
It was so bad.
I told you. It was... All right.
You can leave this part. I apologize to you all for that. That was terrible.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
You should apologize.
I'm never winking again.
Yeah, good.
That was so bad. Now everyone that didn't watch it is going to want to go back
back,
to watch
guys.
it.
Go back and watch the wink.
Please don't. Please don't. It's so bad. Okay, Summer Ready Club.
What is it?
What is So we're about to enter the month of May, which I feel like is, I don't know when summer officially starts and I don't care.
May
But to
23rd.
me, summer starts in June.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something that's strategically, a lot of the way that we operate as a fitness business is seasonal, right? We know that people aren't making their greatest gains in December. We know that people are highly motivated in January. So we see these ebbs and flows throughout the year, and this is a perfect example. Once summer hits, things get chaotic. People go on vacation,
Kids are out of
school, you have all these events. So usually once summer hits, you're not going to be as consistent for the most part with your fitness. So this is a strategically placed accountability tool that we decided to come up with. So it's like, hey, let's go a little bit extra, let's go a little bit harder and push a little more and lock in before summer hits. So Summer Ready Club, a month of accountability.
I love it. Great idea. Who came up with that?
I don't remember. You?
No.
Oh.
But I wanted to think it was me. I gaslit you into thinking it was me. But no, I really do love the idea because, like you said, once summer comes around, people tend to slow down. They're, the kids are out of school. Oh, I'm going to Orlando with the kids, or I'm going here, I'm going there. And you kind of put your fitness to the wayside. So if we get a head start on that, which is what we're doing in May, then you kind of have that advantage. You have that leg up on the competition. And once these events do come, guess what? You're more content with yourself. You're happier, and you're also more likely to want to continue
the
momentum. You don't want to continue completely fall off the wagon once June comes in.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time in this podcast where exercise isn't a means to an end. So it's not like I got there, I got my summer body, so now I'm going to slack off for 2 months.
Yeah.
No, it's more like I pushed a little bit hard, so now I can give myself
Put on cruise control
here and there,
Yeah.
still train, maybe not as hard. My diet for sure is not going to be the same. I'm sorry, but if you're going on that cruise, it's just not going to be the same. But at least you're not, you didn't set yourself up for failure by not having that momentum, because fitness is all about momentum.
Exactly. And if you slow down right before, you're cooked.
Absolutely.
If you start hitting the brakes too hard, you're screwed. Like, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know this and we talk about it all the time, but how easy it is to just, if you put your foot off the gas a little bit, it's a slippery slope to, oh, wow, it's been 2 weeks since I've worked out.
No, we've had clients that unfortunately missed the whole summer pretty much because they're, I'm traveling this week and the next week, I come back, but for 3 days, then I have to leave again.
And I have extra work because I've been gone.
Blah, blah, blah. And all these things roll up into, and then they come back in like August or September and they're heavier than they've ever been. They're more out of shape. We're like, how did this happen in like 2 or 3 months? You guys will be surprised how much you can let yourself go in 2 to 3 months if you're a consistent trainee who stops training.
For sure. And like we said in the text that we sent our members this week, summer bodies aren't built in the summer. In other words, if you wait too long, it's almost like, oh, it's here already. And we all know time passes by fast. So the whole idea behind this is get ahead of it. Plan ahead so that, okay, I know that in the next coming 2-3 months, things are going to get a little chaotic, but I do have a good month and a half. I have some time to like really lock in. And I don't know about you, but to me, this kind of stuff is always exciting. Like, all right, I need a reason, I need an excuse to really like take it to the next level for a limited amount of time.
Absolutely. Even as trainers, I feel like, training all the time is difficult and you lose momentum. Momentum comes and goes. Motivation comes and goes. But that's why the best thing about this Summer Ready Club is the accountability. Accountability doesn't come and go. Accountability is there. And if you have a big group of people, guess what? That's a bigger group of people pushing you, calling you out. Hey, where were you yesterday at 6 a.m.? Like, we missed you in the class. We don't have a 6 a.m. class. Where were you? That accountability, like I said, motivation is fleeting, but if you have a good support system, which is what we're creating here, they don't let you slack.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot, but it's worth getting into since you brought up the accountability and the community aspect. But why is it so hard to hold yourself accountable? Especially for people listening to this that they already work out.
Yeah.
Like, they already come to places like this. So
yeah. Why is it hard to be accountable?
To hold yourself accountable.
Because the human body is inherently lazy, I would say.
100%.
It's
slothful.
Yeah, it's much easier to get home, especially after like a long work day. It's much easier to get home. We always say vegetate on the couch, eat something that might be unhealthy, but it's your comfort food. That's a lot easier than getting your shoes on, going out to get your ass kicked and do Bulgarians on a Monday. But like I said, if you have this little group, you don't want to let them down. Letting yourself down is easy.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but it's so easy to like talk yourself into letting yourself down. Like, that's fine. I'll get it done like tomorrow or something. But if you have somebody there that's waiting for you, somebody calling you out, a trainer, a friend, like a co-trainee, makes it much more difficult to like BS them. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think there's only a small percentage of the population that can motivate themselves and be super disciplined
Yep.
over the long haul. Because of course, a lot of people could do it for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. But to actually do that consistently, that's very, very tough.
Or people can do it until they get to that result that they quote unquote wanted, which is what we always say. Oh, I got to my whatever goal weight. Now I'm on cruise control. And then their cruise control isn't really cruise control. It's more like driving uphill. So instead of keeping their gains, they start losing it. And they're, before you know it, you're the guy that used to be where you wanted to be, but now you're, you have a little belly or you're whatever, you're slacking.
Yeah, so that's when having that community, and community is more powerful than just having one accountability person, like let's say an accountability buddy, or even a coach is obviously important and does give you a lot of accountability. But when it's a group, we're social animals. We thrive in that like group-like environment. And I think that's why when you join a community that's like very cohesive, that in it of itself, you don't have to use your willpower as much anymore. Now you're kind of like riding that wave and the momentum of the community.
Yeah, and it goes back forever. We've been a community. Like humans are just, like you said, community-based creatures. Like back in the caveman days, I'm not gonna let you stay in the cave while me and the boys go hunting. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I want to go hunting too.
No, you don't, lazy ass.
I do.
Sounds fun.
Exactly.
Throw a spear at a saber-toothed tiger.
It's a lot of nothing for a while. Hunting.
Oh yeah, no, but back then I'm sure it was crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Saber-toothed tiger, woolly mammoth action. Were those alive during caveman? Can you fact check that?
Probably. I think we killed them all. I don't know.
I think.
I don't claim to be a historian.
I think the Ice Age killed them. At least that's what I learned in the movie Ice Age.
I thought we killed a bunch of woolly mammoths.
I know we definitely killed a bunch of woolly mammoths. What people definitely killed was the dodo, sadly.
Yeah, well, they were dumb anyway.
Oh,
it's what I hear.
I think they're bringing them back, actually.
My 4th grade teacher used to call us dodos.
Dodo head. I remember.
Like that.
Yeah, I remember. I would hear it in the hallways.
Dodo head.
Dodo head. And then she made him carry her sandals.
They were nasty.
You get one goldfish. Carry my sandals.
But damn, that goldfish was fire.
Oh, yeah.
You're a hungry child. All right, so a lot of people have been asking, what is this club? Because we do challenges all the time, and we made it very clear this is not a challenge. We're not gonna weigh you. There's no prize. There's no winner. So it's like, what the hell is it?
So why am I doing it?
It's as simple as getting everybody together and to make a commitment. The commitment is, I'm gonna be committed. You're committing to be committed.
Yeah, okay.
But sure, you can be cynical and be like, so it's just a chat. It's like, but it's more than a chat, because if you're in it, once you decide I'm in, then you kind of have to abide by certain rules of what we're all doing. And one of the things that we're going to say in the beginning is like, what is the commitment that you're making?
Yeah.
Right? What is it that you personally want to achieve in these 31 days? And that in itself is powerful, but what's even more powerful is having everybody in the group together.
Exactly, because we're going to be in there. We're not going to allow you to just, I'm just going to be a stalker and watch. No, like you got to
participate.
Send evidence that you're, trying with your nutrition, because we're going to see you here working out. We need to see evidence that you're actually in it for the whole month with us. It's not, I'm tentatively in and I'm going to do it here and there. No, it's like, we're going to like put your
we're actually going to be a little bit more strict about the rules of the chat.
I will smack you in the back of the head.
Okay.
That's rule number
one.
one.
It's allowed in here.
At that price point, they can hit.
Absolutely.
Because it's free.
Exactly.
We can't hit.
One of the things I wanted to say is that I feel like the more experience you have in something, or you could say smarter you think about it, you are preemptively preparing yourself for something that's going to happen, right? So, the naive way to think about it is like, I got it. Like I'll train through the summer. Like it's not a big deal. I'm already kind of consistent. No, the people that have been doing this, I know, but they're like, no, I know things are going to get crazy. So I'm already thinking ahead. So what can I do? Okay, I need to go a little bit harder in preparation for that. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's like I'm addicted to Auntie Anne's pretzels. So I know strategically.
Don't go to the mall.
No, don't go to the mall. Or if I go to the mall, go through the other entrance. Like I'm going to try to avoid it at all costs. It's naive of me to say, I'll park right there and I'll walk by that delicious smell and I won't get a cinnamon pretzel.
Yep.
I'm getting the pretzel.
That's a great example. And by the way, we always get the pretzel.
We always get the pretzel. We always get the pretzel.
That out there.
We also go to the mall once a year.
At least, yeah. I mean, at most.
At
once
most.
A year,
once every 2 years.
So it's a treat.
I want one right now, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you just said, you're setting yourself up to avoid these pitfalls that you know are coming. It's not, maybe. No, like it's going to happen. It happens every year, and every year it's the same thing. And we say it as trainers, we see it. It's like, oh, guess what? You fell off the wagon in the summer, huh? Wow, shocker.
Which is why we have a challenge right after the summer, because those same people, they come back and they say, I gained 12 pounds during the summer. We know.
Yeah.
Join the challenge so you can get back on track. We do this. This is all strategic.
We're always like, oh, wow, damn, you gained 12 pounds. That's crazy. Anyway, like it's just, that's everyone.
We know.
It's like COVID. People came back little balls.
Well, some of them got their shit together, which is crazy.
During COVID?
Counterintuitive. Yeah. Some people developed
I saw people that started it and then completely abandoned it.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 weeks, they were like, oh, why not? I got time. And then shit on it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Good year. And I think the reason also that we picked May is because who the hell goes on vacation or does something, like who plans things during May? You know what I mean? It's kind of that.
Cinco de Mayo people.
Mexicans?
No, that's fake.
That's true, actually. It's an American-made Mexican holiday to sell Corona by Big Beer. But really, no, I mean, like, it's the perfect month because, like we said, everybody has their things planned for June, July, August. So we're just basically just trying to get ahead of that.
Also, your kids, if you have kids, they're still in school. So what, you're going to pull them out of school early?
Exactly. So
isn't it like Memorial Day or something like that?
It's one day.
I know, but it's like a long weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the last weekend, hopefully. I hope it's the last weekend.
Yeah, but if you start looking at things like that, then every month has like a week off because these kids are slackers. Am I right?
Does April have anything? I feel like April's like a boring nothing month.
Dude, these kids just missed like 3 days.
That's right. Cut that. Eventful times.
Eventful times. So I think May is probably that perfect month to like get it, like kind of get it out of the way. You know what I mean? Really kick it into gear and no excuses type of deal.
I'm personally excited about it.
You look it.
I feel like you need. I feel like you always need something. You know, I think this is why, you know, one of our trainers just did High Rocks, the competition. I think this is why people love. He never talked about it, but
that's so weird.
This is why people love like a race or an event, because it gives you something to
agree.
Gives you something to like work on, and like you said, just okay, maybe I work out all the time, but what am I really working out for?
Yeah.
You know, you're not. We all know it's not linear. We're like, well, I'm getting leaner and leaner and leaner and leaner and stronger and stronger. No, it's more like, oh, you got a cold. I took 2 steps back. Okay, I'm back. Now that I went on vacation, boom, 1 step back. So now this gives you, okay, I'm locking in. 31 days, I'm going in.
Yeah, you know? And every day just push yourself a little harder because we know we don't usually, I mean, obviously, somebody actually is funny, asked me the other day about progressive overload, and she's like, oh, but today I didn't do more weight than last week. Like, that's not progressive overload. I was like, if progressive overload was more weight every week, eventually, like Julian has been working out for 20 years, will be lifting 1,000 pounds overhead. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
Nowhere near that.
So he's close. So it's, you know, it's a good motivator to at least for a month. Like, hey, let me kick it into high gear. Let me kick it into high rocks.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, low rocks. I remember after our last challenge, the week after, my phone giving a notification was like, we've noticed a drop in your exercise activity. I was like, I'm sure you did. Yeah, I was working out like crazy for that challenge with the points.
Exactly.
But that's just the way it is. And then you know what? Another season comes. Yeah. So another season comes in and it's like, okay, slow down season. You know, I'm gonna use this time to spend more time with my kids and maybe not go to a gym as much because I got them home or whatever that might be.
But you got yourself prepared.
And for like you said, if you got to go on cruise control or damage control, that's better, way better than. Okay, now I gotta like really tighten up because I've been just slacking off for the past few months.
Yeah, if you're, let's say like you're working out, you're cruising through May. It's fine. I don't need this club. You go on vacation June. You it all up June, July, August. It's so hard to come back, guys, and you know that it's so hard to come back and like basically start from scratch.
Yeah, and we don't want to come off as saying that this is the way we function, where you work out, you push really hard, and then you slack off for 2 months. And you push really hard and you slack off. But we are realistic, and we've been doing this for, 13 years, this gym. And we see it every single year. Every single year, people gain weight during the holidays. Then they get back on track. Then they gain weight again during summer, and then they get back on track. So it's not saying that there's anything wrong with that. We obviously recommend that you work out throughout the year. But we know that there's going to be a few bumps in the road certain seasons. So just prepare for that. That's all we're saying.
Be prepared. It's like...
Be prepared.
Gang, 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 gang. It's like when you're in Mario Kart and you're driving, you look at the little map because, bro, there's a big curve coming. You got to slow down.
Yeah, unless you know that map by heart.
As you
You're
do.
a Nido. I knows that.
As you do.
I don't, but...
Guys, try to guess which characters we pick in Mario Kart. Just on our looks. comment.
You'll never guess.
You'll never guess Julian's.
All right, so if you want to join the accountability club, a lot of you are already in it, but some are ready club. You still can. This drops. I think you have a few more days because it starts May 1st, so you'll have a few days, maybe like 2 or 3 days.
This drops on the 28th.
And we have special perks for you if you invite a non-BFit member. So,
which you'll
I'm
find
gonna
out
give you
about
something real cool.
next Monday. You're gonna find out about that perk.
So yeah, let's do this. Let's lock in for 31 days. I'm excited about it.
And you guys don't know, but even as trainers, we need this little push, man, because God, it's so easy to fall through the wayside, and it's easy to get busy with clients and with kids and everything. So it's good to have that little and I'm a creature of ADHD. I work well with deadlines. So if you tell me by May 31st, I got to be in tip-top shape, that's going to be amazing for me.
Plus, if everyone around you is doing it, again, it's just like the mimetic nature of humans. You're going to want to do it.
Memento.
So.
Great movie.
Let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
All right, guys. We'll hope to see you on the next episode.
Let's get summer ready.
And we hate that, but we're doing it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Beefy Brothers
Podcast. Remember when we had the SWAT guys in here and they were so strict about, are you allowed to wear a tank top?
Oh yeah,
like it's like no, if you're not a certain percentage body fat, you have no business wearing a tank top.
I low-key still agree with that.
Yeah,
not a body fat thing, but if you're a wimp low, I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh shit, your barber is driving your PS?
Let's get in tank top weather, y'all.